Hello everyone, I'm Mystic Nick, and I wanted to share a little about my experience as a medium. So recently I was part of the New Age Festival here in Tasmania, and we do a lot of readings, and many people come to a reading, but they're not very clear about what it is that they want from a reading. So as mediums, we do the best that we can with that. So having a bit of an idea of what you're having a reading for is always helpful, particularly if you're working with a medium and you want to make a connection to someone. So I say spirit chooses us, so we can put the call out, but it's important not to have expectations around that, because spirit will come through as they need to. And as mediums, we are working for spirit because we're the messengers, or we're the person that, hence why it's called a medium, because we're the go-between between the spirit world and the physical world. So when somebody comes for a reading, we're fortunate to be able to make that connection to the loved ones. So recently I did a reading for a lady, and her husband came through, and he gave me lots of good things that I would call validation. So he showed me some medals that she apparently had lost and was looking for, and he showed me a few places in the home that she could look for those. Hopefully, I'm not sure, I'll never really know whether she found them unless she comes back to me with the feedback. He also showed me a baseball bat that he used to keep next to the bedside, and a gun. So these were all very specific points that he wanted to show. Sometimes I don't understand why they choose to show what they do, but it's all very relevant and specific information to the spirit that comes through. He also showed me I think it was where they first met. So it was Strawn, and they went on a boat cruise together. So he gave me some really good, what I call validation. And we talked a lot about him being around and the signs and things that he sends his wife, and they're bonded for life. She's an older lady, and she had no intention of moving on with anybody else, and he's definitely there waiting for her in spirit. But when we got to the end of the reading, and this was 25 minutes, so it takes a little while, to determine and what the point of the reading is. But at the end of it, the lady said to me, "Oh, gosh, I wish my brother had come through." And I could feel her disappointment. And I was sitting there, and I was pretty chuffed with, the connection that I'd made to her husband, and he gave great validation that he was around, and he was still in love, and he was still connected, and, helping her out with things that were going on in life. But she had this air of disappointment about her. But she didn't mention to me at all that she had any intentions of connecting to anyone in the spirit world. When she sat down for a reading, she's like, "Oh, we'll just have a catch up. I haven't had a reading in a long time." So I feel that the fact that she did get a message from spirit, and a very clear one, she was very fortunate to have that, because spirit doesn't always choose to come through. But I think it's important to get clear, but without too much expectation as well when you go for a reading, because it really helps the medium or the reader help you in the best possible way. And we can put the call out, to spirit, but there's also the element of time as well. There's only so much time that, especially in a short reading, to get the information and to be able to convey that and to help with the understanding, it all takes time. So, having a longer reading sometimes we will be able to bring through multiple loved ones or spirit and connections. But in, a short space of time. In saying that, I have had, quite a number of spirits come through, but generally they'll only give a short piece of information or validation that we connect to as well. So please just be mindful when you have a reading what your intention is. But again, just be careful with the expectations as well. And if you are fortunate enough to have a loved one come through, that is a beautiful thing. And it is a very special, and it's a privilege to be the medium, to be able to share those connections for you, and for you to have those connections with your loved ones in spirit. So I really hope that you get something from this, and that, if you're going to a reading, that you just be mindful about what it is that you're going for, and that, we are, doing the best that we can with the work that we do. And this is not easy. It is very emotional. We've done a lot of work to get here to be able to bring through and make the connection for people. And it's an honor, and as I say, you're very fortunate if you get a loved one in spirit come through and give you good validation or any messages that they choose to share with you.